Alright guys, so today I'm going to be giving you a basic overview of any SLR camera that you might have and you kind of want to get out of auto mode. And so I'm just going to be going over the different modes that it has and just showing you a little bit more tips on how to get better with your digital SLR. So let's get started. Alright, so if you look at your camera, the first thing you'll notice is that you have this dial. So you have auto and then you have a whole bunch of other programs that you probably don't even know what they do. So what I'm going to show you is what each of them does and which ones I think you should be using. So most of you probably use auto mode. This is fine for beginners, fine for people who just got their camera, and fine for just people who want to just take pictures and don't really care about getting more involved with their camera. But if you want to get better pictures and more control, then you definitely want to get out of auto as soon as possible. Alright, so you see that there's all these letters right here, and these are your basic manual controls, and these are all you're going to need if you want to get more involved with your camera. So I'll start off with the P. This stands out for program mode. Program basically is the same as auto, but gives you a few more options, such as controlling ISO and controlling your flash and just stuff like that. Next you have S, which stands for shutter priority. What shutter priority does is it lets you set the shutter speed and everything else is automatic. So if you take a picture and it's too bright, then you can change the shutter and make it darker, or if it's too dark, you can make it brighter. But this controls aperture all by itself, and all you do is control shutter. So next you have aperture priority, and just like in shutter, in aperture priority you get full control of aperture and everything else is automatic. So you get to control how wide your lens goes, and it controls the shutter for you. Next you have fully manual, and this is what you want to work towards. So in manual mode you have to do everything. So there's no automatic functions in manual. Everything you set is what the camera is going to do. So you get to set your aperture, you get to set your shutter, and you get to set your ISO. So this is what you want to work towards. Next you have all these scene modes, and these are still automatic, but they are more for what the picture is saying. So say this one's for running, that's for sports, this one's for portraits, this one's for landscapes, and stuff like that. So these are still automatic, it just makes the camera be able to read it a little bit better. And this is no flash, so it's automatic, but the flash won't pop up. So those are the basic functions of this mode dial. Now around your camera there may be some buttons that you're not familiar with. Of course, on an SLR camera you are able to remove the lens with this button right here. You click and twist it off and it comes off. So if you don't know how to do that, then I suggest you learn how, because that is the basic function of using a digital SLR. Next you have your function button. This is just for my camera specifically. A lot of cameras might not have this, but mine does, and that just lets you set whatever you want here. Next you have flash, and that'll, let me turn it to manual, that'll pop up the flash for you. If it was on, pop up the flash. And one thing about this flash is that don't use the flash unless you absolutely need to. That's the first thing I ever tell anyone who wants to know about what kind of pictures to take, is just don't use the flash unless you absolutely need to. It ruins photos. I'll show two pictures, one without a flash and one with a flash. Oftentimes with these SLRs you don't even need a flash because you can set it to take great pictures in low light. So just don't use the flash unless you absolutely need to. Next, on top of the flash you have the hot shoot, and this is used for external flashes or external devices that you're going to plug in here, and it'll let you control it through the camera. So if you're going to use flash, I recommend getting an external flash and putting that there, because those will actually give you good results, and that's just much better than using the regular flash. So that's a very basic overview of what some of the buttons and dials do on your SLR camera. So I'll be going into more detail in other videos of what aperture even is, what shutter speed is, and how to take better photos with your camera, and how to finally get out of auto mode. So stay tuned, I make these videos every week. Subscribe here so you can get updates for those. Follow me on Twitter at Gonzo3303. Add me on Google+, that'll be down below, and also like my Facebook page, which is down below as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any recommendations, and I'll see you guys in the next video.